And away we go. The aftermath, after a long wait, is back. And unfortunately, it comes as the Bearcats fall 20-17 to the Nebraska Cornhuskers. It was an interesting game. It's a pretty fun game for the most part, but ultimately they didn't get it done. This show brought to you by Galactic Fried Chicken. Galactic is back, ladies and gentlemen. They are closed right now, so they're remodeling the kitchen, but they will be back and ready to go here soon. We will keep you updated as soon as the doors are open and the Galactic goodness is back on sale. All right, Aaron, let's get this show on the road as there's a lot to get to. There's a lot to unpack from this one. I normally start with you. I'm going to start with something that is...
That's fine. I can at least put the tweets out then.
Okay. I know people are mad at John Cunningham, and I get it. You're a fan. You're mad at the athletic director that put the team in a position that was disadvantageous. Nebraska clearly had an incredible home field advantage. They probably had a better home field advantage than they would have had if this game was played at Lincoln Memorial Stadium. But it comes down to a couple things. Well, it comes down to one thing: money. And if you want to put a team on the field that can compete in a game like this, you have to have money to pay the players. And Cincinnati did not have an extra $20 million laying around to start shelling out checks to the players. And it sucks. It is, I think, one of the main reasons that the team lost this game, having to play in that environment. It is very frustrating as a fan for a game that was supposed to be in Nippert and then supposed to be at Lucas Oil Stadium, where it would have been much more of a even split. But they got a deal that they had to take. And part of that deal that they had to take was this team was going to have to overcome a very, very loud Arrowhead Stadium, and they couldn't do it. 4 false starts. The offense was completely out of sync. They had to go pretty much silent count the entire night. I think that is a big part of why you saw the offense never really find a rhythm until the very end, when it was like desperation time. We will get to a lot of that as we go through the game, go through the stats, go through everything that happened. But I get fans being angry. It is a reasonable and understandable feeling after this game, because I think Cincinnati wins that game if it is neutral. If it is not 75,000 screaming Nebraska fans at the game. And I get both sides. Like the money was so big for Cincinnati to move this game to Arrowhead that they had to move it. Like, it would have been malpractice as an athletic director to say no to the deal that they got. But the deal that they got put the football team in a terrible position. Both things can be true. Both things can be true, Aaron. And both things were true. It was an environment that Cincinnati's offense struggled to overcome pretty much all night. So I will now turn it over to you, and we will get to dissecting the game and everything that happened. But I just thought that was important to put out there. Like, I get why fans are furious about it. I get why fans are mad at John Cunningham. I get it. I also understand why John Cunningham had to do the deal. I understand why, given the offer that was on the table and the money that was put in front of them.
I don't know what you're doing with your mute and unmute and all that, but regardless,
I hit the microphone cord and it
getting animated.
Yeah. But the reality is, at the end of the day, there was still an opportunity to go win the game in spite of the conditions. Maybe that makes it even more frustrating if you're a fan that they were still in position to win this game. And guess what? Dave and I were right. That was not an overwhelming Nebraska team. Cincinnati was every bit as Nebraska across the board. That was a game that could have been won, and it wasn't. And if you're mad, I completely understand why. But there is a business side to this, and the business side to this involves money. And there was a lot of money involved to move that stadium. So that's kind of that. I don't know what the right answer is, but that's kind of that.
I think the right answer was doing exactly what you did. If I was John Cunningham, I don't know that I would have made any different decision, truthfully. That said,
real quick, Kevin, I don't know because there was a guaranteed amount, and then there was also an amount off of ticket sales. And I don't know, I couldn't tell you what that amount was. They expected it to be a very large number, and guess what? That place was full. That amount was going to be a very large number, like multiple millions of dollars to move the game to Arrowhead. They had to do it.
All of that said, Cincinnati was in a position to win the game multiple times tonight. You fall on a fumble, the game is completely different. If you intercept the ball and run it down the length of the field because there was no one in front of you, it's a different game. If you don't make that pass and instead continue to dink and dunk, which was working for you there on the last drive, and then take the field goal, you're in overtime, and maybe we're not even doing this podcast yet because we're still playing overtimes.
Yeah.
That all said, the defense was good, not great. The special teams,
I thought the defense was very good.
I thought the defense was good, not great. If you turn the ball over in those situations, if you get the turnovers in those situations, defense is great.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But outside of that, I think they were very good. I think that's okay to be very good and not great, but that's the difference between winning a game and losing a game. The offense was terrible. I think that's where I'm at with the offense right now, and you have to show me that you can do more than.
The passing game was terrible.
Horrendous. But that's part of the offense. And in special teams, put the special back in special teams. They're not just teams, and I'm very good with that. That all said, you had many opportunities to turn this game around, and instead, you lose at Arrowhead. And I'm fairly gutted to lose that way. I don't love the pass at the end of the game. I don't love the deep pass there. I know we want a deep pass, and I know if you throw it to his outside shoulder, it's a different thing.
Well, no, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say that's on Sorsby has to eat that. He has to see that safety on that half and not throw that ball. Like if he's reading Goody and Goody beat his man, which he did. He has to read that safety and eat it, run it, throw it away, do something else with it. He cannot let that ball out of his hand in that situation to put like they're in field goal range. That's in Rusnick's field goal range.
I understand.
He can't make that throw. That's on Sorsby. He can't make that throw.
If you continue to dink and dunk, that had been working for you on that particular drive. And look, maybe the dink and dunk did not work for the vast majority of the night, and
it was working there.
Finally.
Well,
I guess I don't know. Maybe you just got out over your skis if you're Brendan Sorsby, thinking that things are working finally. I'm getting the ball to guys, and you just got overzealous, overconfident. I don't know. I don't love that call. I don't love that pass. Whatever the case was. I'm with everybody who was on Twitter tonight hating the screens all night. So many screens.
Yeah, I don't get trying to go east-west. I mean, maybe the thought process was you want to avoid their very experienced secondary.
I get that too, but what are we doing?
Yeah, I'm with you. I didn't like playing east-west. When did Nebraska get going? When they started playing north-south. and they started taking what Cincinnati's defense was giving them. That got their offense going. When did Cincinnati's offense get going? When they started playing north-south, Aaron. The east-west stuff did not work at all.
No, not even a little bit. So I don't know. It was a frustrating game. It was a you revamp an entire receiver room, and you're 3.5 quarters into this game, and you've got 3 catches for 12 yards from the receiving core.
Yeah,
and that's maddening. Truly maddening.
I agree. I agree.
I know it was the first game of the season, and I know that there's a certain amount of, I don't want to say incompetence, but a certain amount of just gearing up that you need to do in college football, getting on the same page because you haven't played against another team. But they looked, I don't think they looked lost. They just weren't on the same page.
Yeah. I look, I think a lot of that was the crowd. I think a lot of that was no communication, no ability to run what you did all offseason.
The false starts destroyed you. Absolutely. They were in very key moments.
Yep.
I think third downs or when you're in a situation where you're driving, and those were I don't know that I can recall a game where your false starts were all at the most inopportune times.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, they overcame the Cotton one and got a first down, but the other 3 they didn't overcome.
That was the only one.
The other 3 they didn't overcome. So that's the part that's frustrating when you're talking about the game being moved, because those are false starts that probably don't happen in a neutral setting. Yeah, 4 false starts on third downs, and they were terrible on third downs.
I have that.
Could have won this game. Will be on Scott's tombstone someday.
Third downs, they were 3 of 10,
and 2 of them were on the final drive. They were one of 8, 1 of 7, whatever, going into that final drive. Yeah, their third downs were miserable, and like you said, 3 false starts. Like, that plays a big part in it.
I told myself I wasn't going to drink, Chad, tonight. At halftime, I went.
They drove you to drink.
I left. I left the house and went and got beer. But
go ahead.
I don't know, man. 13 of 25, 69 yards, 1 interception. I don't feel that we have gotten past, at this point in time, we have not gotten past the last 5 games of Brendan Sorsby. We are still on the same page.
Yeah. He's got to be better. Look, he was gutty as hell. Like, he's everything you want in a football player. 13 carries, 96 yards, 2 touchdowns. A lot of those just big balls moments late in the game where he tucked it and took off down the field to keep this team alive. But you're not going to win football games throwing for 70 yards. You're not. You're not, especially once you get into the Big 12. Like, you can maybe win a Big 10 game like we saw today. We saw everything about that was a Big 10 game. You can maybe win a Big 10 game like that. You are not winning in this conference, scoring 17 points and passing for 70 yards.
They played like an armed forces team, Chad.
Well, no, they didn't run the option, but
maybe they should have.
There were people at the Holy Grail saying that they wanted to see the wishbone.
I wouldn't have hated it.
Yeah. You want to know the biggest thing? You want to right off the bat, the biggest thing I don't understand about this game? How in the hell did Tyree Walker only have 7 carries?
Don't even get me started on that, man.
7 carries, 53 yards, 7.6 a carry. I mean, Pryor had 5 for 29. But Tyree Walker was just bulldozing through that Nebraska line of scrimmage every time he touched the football. What did Nebraska do with their back? 25 carries for 108 yards. It was working. They just handed him the ball and said, keep rolling.
After watching that game, if you had told me that he only had 25 carries for 108 yards, I would have told you no, he had 25 carries for 200 plus yards. That's how it felt watching it.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like they could actually tackle him. That said, 12 carries for Tawee Walker and Evan Pryor for 82 yards.
Yeah.
Why were we not running the ball with them more?
It's a good, I mean, part of it is because you still do have to use the forward pass to get first downs, to move the ball down the field at times. Like on third down, you need to convert, especially when you get a false start and they move you back 5 yards. The forward pass is still an important part of football. If you want to use the run game and chew up time with the run game and make it effective, you're going to have to convert a couple third and shorts with the passing game, Aaron. And they couldn't do it. So then you don't extend drives, and then you don't have a chance to get another first and second down, to give the ball to your running backs that are rushing the ball really well. Like, that part is something this team has to figure out. Like, look, I get it. New wide receivers, you're working against a really good secondary. That's the strength of Nebraska's team. We talked about it all week, but 7 carries for Tawee Walker with the way he looked. You got to find a way that never, ever, ever happens again. Ever, 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 never, ever, ever.
Him not getting 10 plus carries. And at this point, I'm willing to even put Evan Pryor in that same conversation. Like,
yeah,
they were both very good tonight. And
yeah,
Tawee Walker, 7 of 53, averages 7.6. Evan Pryor, 5 of 29, averages 5.8. Very good.
You can live with
very
that.
Good.
But the problem is they only touched it 12 times instead of 30. Unacceptable, Josh. Unacceptable. Inexcusable.
Told you, Borkowski. Not right now. We talked about this on Twitter. Not right now, Borkowski. Not right now.
The 3 and outs were killer. The 3 and outs were definitely killer. The 2 3 and outs followed by a 4-play, then fumbled in the half was brutal, swung the whole game. It's Aaron. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. You have the strip sack that you don't recover. They kick a field goal.
Raiola was the only one over there. And he had one arm literally pinned from Jonathan Thompson. How was he the one who got that ball?
When Whedon went to scoop it, he scooped it right back to him. Scooped it right back to him. Went right underneath him. So you missed that opportunity.
Fall on the ball.
You missed that opportunity. And then you fumble and give them a touchdown. So instead of erasing the 3 points that they put on the board and them never getting a chance to score the 7 points at the end of the half because of the Goody fumble, instead, you give up 10, you're down 13-3, and there's no wind in your sails.
Which, by the way, the Goody fumble came right after the fact that we got the only call we got all night from the referees, it felt like. Because we didn't get pass interferences, offense or defense, by the way.
Yeah.
Because there were several defensive pass interferences that should have been called. Offensive pass interference that wasn't called.
When he threw Daniel James 6 yards down the field.
Yeah, that one. I don't know. What was the referee crew, by the way? Was it
Big Ten? It was a road game. It was a
Weird.
road game. It was a
Weird.
road game for the road team gets the officiating crew.
Horseshit? I'm gonna call horseshit. Why are we doing?
I didn't think they were terrible.
I'm just saying I did because it didn't seem like it was called both ways. I feel like, again, when you're not getting pass interference calls on either side of the ball, and granted, if they're gonna if they're going to call the game that way, you have to adjust and play the game that way. And I don't feel like Cincinnati's great over the course of the last several years at adjusting to what's being called, to where you can even say that we're getting the same opportunities, because they just don't do it.
Yeah.
If that's the case, if they're not calling offensive pass interference, Caleb Goody in the end zone, throw that motherfucker down and go get the ball.
I had a problem there. Like, he has to go harder for that ball. He has to know time, situation. He has got to make sure that guy does not come down with that ball. Make sure that guy does not come down with that ball.
You have one job. It's either, well, I guess two jobs in that situation. Either come up with the ball yourself, which is your main job, or B, make sure he doesn't come up with the ball. So go up and fight and get the PI. What's offensive PI in college football? 10 yards?
15.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not the ball.
Right? Well, even when they got there at the same time, so there would have been no pass interference. You have to fight like a dog to get that ball away from that guy. You cannot let him come down with that ball.
Anyway.
Defensively, I mean, we knew exactly what Holgo was going to do. We've seen Holgerson's offense for years and years and years. It was exactly snap, throw, snap, throw, snap, throw. Cincinnati, I thought, did a good job keeping almost everything in front of them. None of those plays busted out for long gains. But they were effective enough where Nebraska was very rarely behind the sticks. They were usually in third and comfortable, and they that's what they wanted. That's what they are playing for, 3rd and 4 or less, and they got that most of the day.
For Raiola to go 33 of 42 for 243 yards and still be there within 3 at the end of the game, I agree with you. I was certainly impressed with that. And again, I still can't believe that they had 36 rushes in total for 110, with Johnson getting 25 of those for 108. Yeah.
Lambig, what do you mean? In terms of, is that the coverage we're going to see all our DBs in this season? That is the defense, mostly zone. Yeah. They ran, I think the stat I saw from PFF today, they ran the second least number of man-to-man snaps in the Power 4 last year. That is this defense. It is a zone defense. So
did you like them playing? Did you like them playing off as much as they were? And
that's part of the zone. Like, man coverage is press cut. Like, you can play press out of man because of the zone. The way the zone aligns, you don't play a lot of press because you're not getting your hands on the receiver. You're getting back into your zone. So, do I love it? No. Is it probably best for the way that this defense is constructed? Yeah. I don't think they have a lot of just flat out like Sauce and Kobe, go guard your man and, eliminate the threat. Like that's not who they are. So you're going to see teams go quick. Cincinnati's going to be okay giving up yards in the middle of the field and then working to tighten up, but they're not going to did they even try it? They went over the top. The one play on James that we talked about where he got discarded and there wasn't an offensive PI. That was really the only time they threw the ball down the field. That's by design. Like that's by design of the Cincinnati defense, to not let teams get behind you and make them earn it, slow burn.
Unless you're in the red zone.
The well, that's what bend don't break defense is, Aaron.
I'm just saying he was behind you in the red zone.
Well, he ran. That was, I think, Harrison let him just run right across the front of his face.
Well, Golday was...
No, Dingle was the linebacker, but Harrison was in coverage. And you can see Harrison give it one of these. He let the guy get inside of him and just break right in front of his face for a wide... He's got to be, in that situation, he's got to be more physical than what he was. He can't let that guy take 2 steps run across the front of his face and catch a wide open slant in the end zone.
Well, he also damn near had the saving play of the game, Christian Harrison, as he did not give up on that tackle of, was it the tight end that was about to go into the end zone and rode him for, it felt like 8 yards.
Like 8 yards,
and then said, "Nah, you are not getting in this end zone," and saved 7, and instead it ends up being a field goal.
I agree with that, Josh. I didn't like Harrison in that situation on key. I would much rather have had somebody else. I don't know if the alignment created that. I'd have to go back, look at it a little bit closer. But yeah, I didn't. Even if Harrison's a cover guy, you don't want your big safety on their playmaking wide receiver. That I didn't like that coverage. However, that ended up at all.
Let's talk about the problem that continues to haunt us, Chad.
Falling apart at the end of the first half.
That's the one.
Yeah.
I don't understand how it's still a thing that we just.
It's execution. It's players.
Lose composure.
Players have to step up in those situations. Monte Whedon has to get that football. That is his job to get that football. I don't know how much I blame Caleb Goody on, like, he got smoked. Like, that might even be more on Sorsby than it's on Goody. He put his wide receiver in a bad situation. Like, all Goody did was catch it, turn around, and he got smoked. Helmet on the football. There's not a whole lot. Caleb Goody wasn't really, for me at least, I don't think he was at fault on that one. Yeah, you got to hold on to the ball. But it's execution. It's opportunity. This is the thing, Aaron, that we have talked about all of last year. When opportunity presents itself, this team doesn't take it. It gives it away. It gives opportunity to the other team, and it does not take it when the other team tries to present opportunity to Cincinnati. You had the strip sack that should have been picked up, and then you had Logan Wilson drop the interception, made a great play, jumped the route, ball right here, and he drops it. Like, you have to, in games like this, you have to make those plays. And it will come up again in a couple weeks when you get to Big 12 play. Your guys have to step up and perform in those critical moments. And Cincinnati didn't get it. Their guys didn't do it. It's
just you expect there's a new number at the end of the year. It's not 2024, it's 2025. And you expect things to look a little different. And at the end of the half, nothing looked different.
It looked the script looked at the only thing that looked different, Aaron, is that they came out in the second half and got the 3 and out. That's the only thing that really looked different, because it had been implosion at the end of the first half, come out of the second half, and then they go right down the field. And it went and it goes from a 3-3 game to a 20-3 game in the blink of an eye. They did a good job mitigating that, getting the 3 and out right out of the half. I don't know if it's 3 and out or whatever it was, but the getting a punt and getting the ball back and at least stemming the tide and answering. Because I thought the third quarter, they played really well in the third quarter. The problem was the second quarter, once again, was an absolute disaster. The second quarter was terrible. Nebraska bullied Cincinnati in the second quarter.
Without question. There's really, that was the turning point of the game. Truthfully, I mean, everything to that was just punch, counter punch, dive, duck, dip, dodge, dive.
Yeah.
Or what? Dodge, duck.
There's two teams that weren't very good on offense, exchanging slap fight. It was a slap fight.
Kind of, which we expected.
And not the you know, what, when you try to knock somebody out with the slap. It was one of these.
Well, and I think that's why I'm truthfully probably most annoyed with this game, because Raiola didn't look. I don't think he looked great.
He's not good. He's okay. He's super. He's a bunch
serviceable.
of short. It's a bunch of short, quick hitters to keep his completion percentage really high, and make people look at it and go, "Oh my God, this guy's really good, man." And then you go back and watch the game, and he took 36 completions to get to 250 yards.
I was going to say, I wonder how much of the 243 was actual pass yards as opposed to yak.
They didn't have a ton of yak though. It's just a lot of 7 yards, 6 yards, 7 yards, 6 yards. Like is it on? I don't know if it's on here or not.
I don't know. I didn't do a deep dive into that.
20 away. Nebraska was the OA team, remember? Well, 108 yards after catch, Aaron. So of his 243, 108 was yards after catch. That's more than it felt like to me.
On 33 catches.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's not a you're not throwing the ball far. That's my only point. I don't know.
I mean, Andrew, part of that problem is it's not like that was the only route on the play. If you're in field goal range, why call the play? Sorsby has to own part of it, but I hate the play call. There were 4 or 5 wide receivers on the field.
Joe Royer was still on the field.
Who?
Yeah.
That's on Sorsby has to get out of that. You're trying to run the safety deep, and then you have a lot of space for activity underneath that because you ran the safety deep. Sorsby saw Goody beat his guy. I'd love to ask him, and I'll try to ask him Tuesday if he saw the safety over the top, because I find it hard to believe he made that throw in that situation, knowing that the safety was right there, sliding over into coverage.
Well, when you see the still, I've seen the still of the when they threw the ball. There's 4 guys kind of hanging out, not necessarily right. There's obviously 2 closer, but there's 4 guys hanging out back there to try and stop anything over the top, and that which leads me to believe there's plenty of guys hanging out down under.
Yeah,
plenty of guys.
You're already in Rustick's range. You're at the 33. That's a 50-yard field goal.
Look,
take 7.
Play for the tie.
Get 8 yards closer.
Play for the tie. Hope for the win. Because you still had time. You still had time. You weren't at the end of the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
You still had time.
Sorsby, and I haven't seen this yet, Harold, because I drove home from the Grail and came straight into this room. I'm going to take your word for this. Says Nebraska did a good job disguising the safety on the final play. Read the double move win by Goody, which is what happened. Goody beat his guy and was running past his guy. And I guess he said he didn't get enough air on it, which, yeah.
Well, that was kind of the theme for the night. Anything that was deep.
If you didn't see the safety, I understand it a little more because Goody did beat his guy.
But you have to get.
It's his job to see
put more air on it.
Yeah. It's his job to know a safety's going to be back there, whether he saw him or not. It's his job to know that guy, that you're not going to just have one-on-one coverage outside and they're going to let a guy run free into the end zone for the game-winning touchdown. That's not going to happen.
All right, let's talk good, Chad.
Okay, go ahead.
Jake Golday, 12 tackles, 1 sack.
He had a great game.
Monster sack, by the way, in a key moment.
Yeah.
Gola Collard, 10 tackles. Impressive by him. I did not know he had double-digit tackles in his arsenal. 1 for a loss. Jaquan Sanks was incredibly
flying
impressive.
Around the field.
I'm actually borderline nervous that we're going to lose Jaquan Sanks next season. If anybody was watching tape, but he had a half tackle for a loss I thought Jonathan Thompson had a great game tonight.
Yep.
I was nervous when he got dinged up there, where he had to come off the field holding his thigh, I think.
Looked like he got maybe a Charlie horse or something.
I'm sure he's going to be feeling this game tomorrow.
Yeah.
But he had 9 tackles, 1 sack, 1.5 for a loss, 1 forced fumble. Great game by Jonathan Thompson. I don't know who else impressed you defensively.
I thought Logan Wilson was good. I thought McDoom was good. I wish he would have done a little bit better job separating the receiver from the ball on that play. Like, he played the catch. If you look at
touchdown?
it, he waited. Yeah, the touchdown.
Okay.
He waited for the catch and got his hand up in there, but I didn't think he did enough, like, following through with it. I think he got out of there quick and allowed the guy to recover as he was coming down in the corner. I thought it was a catch. It was close, but I thought it was a catch. I'm right here, Scott. How the hell do you see Logan Wilson being good? Nick, he's in zone coverage. He's doing the assignment that they're asking him to do. What was bad about Logan Wilson's play today?
I think he got beat once.
Maybe, yeah.
Not for a touchdown.
He didn't get beat down the field. He's playing zone coverage. He's playing the system. Like, he's not playing. It's not Marcus Freeman press man coverage all the time. It's not. Okay, guys. Okay. Is Galactic Chicken open? They are closed at the moment. They are redoing their kitchen. They will be open again very soon.
But they are sponsoring.
Speed to the ball was greatly improved. I agree with that, Jared. Speed to the ball was greatly improved. It was not a lot of individuals trying to make tackles in open space by themselves. So I agree with you there, Jared.
I think I wanted to see more Antoine Peak.
I mean, but that you take Sanks off the field.
Well,
and I thought both of them played really well.
I agree. I just wonder if there's a package where you get both of them out there.
No, there's not.
That's unfortunate.
There's just not.
That's unfortunate. Because I feel like both of them got after the ball really, really well tonight. I didn't know Sims had a sack. Good on him.
He did. It was the one where Raiola tried to escape, and Sims got him right before he got back to the line of scrimmage.
Okay.
So it wasn't like
almost a scramble. Yeah.
He was trying to get out of the pocket, and Sims got him before he got back to the line of scrimmage.
That's why it didn't feel like a sack. Gotcha.
Yeah. I agree, Walrus. I thought the defense was one play. Recover that strip sack. Get the Logan Wilson interception.
One of them. One of them.
They were one play from being really good.
That elevates me from good to great.
Yes. Was it Sims who flew down the middle of the line and timed up his blitz perfect? No, I think that was Whedon.
I think it was Whedon. Whedon did mess up by not jumping on the ball. I'd get it. He was trying to strip or do the scoop and score.
He had a touchdown if he scooped it.
Well, same as Logan Wilson. They're both honestly being criticized for the same exact thing, which is you have to come up with the ball before you're worried about what's in front of you.
Scoring a touchdown. Yeah.
Which, and Evan Pryor, if you want to be critical, Evan Pryor did the same thing on a first down completion on third down, where he missed the ball and there was
dropped it.
I don't know if there was anything but green in front of him if he catches that ball. Certainly a first down, much less maybe a touchdown.
Defense made Nebraska fumble at least 2-3 times and didn't recover. There was 2. The third one they said wasn't a fumble. The ball was down by contact and then came out. But there was another one down by the goal line where they fumbled out of bounds. And Cincinnati wasn't able to recover. Like, Nebraska gave them opportunities. The opportunities were there. Yeah, when it looked like number 4 for Nebraska had like somebody hit him in the knee and the ball came out.
Well, that was a different play, but yes, number 4 looked like I think it was Logan Wilson on that hit.
Probably was.
Where he hit him right in the knee with his shoulder. But number 2, first play of the game, I think, for Nebraska, where I don't know how he stayed in that game.
Yeah.
And then continued to make plays.
He looked like he broke his leg.
He was Gumby. He broke in half. They bent his entire body in half.
They were lucky that wasn't a late hit, I think, at the end. I think it was a little late at the end of it, a little excessive at the end of it to bend him backwards.
I thought we were going to see his knee actually just on the side of his leg.
Yeah, I would agree, Brendan. I thought the tackling was much better. Like, overall, compared to the tackling that we saw last year, I thought tackling was much improved. I thought having Jalen Hunt out there with Dante Corleone was a massive plus in the run game. Those two took up a lot of space and allowed Golday and those guys to play downhill and play towards the football and make a lot of tackles. So I thought the run stuff was good. Michael's encouraged. I think the outcomes of these plays even out over the course of a season. The frustrating part is, Michael, they haven't over 2 years in a game. Like, this team has failed to make those plays for 2 years in a game. So hopefully you're right, and hopefully we see some regression to the mean and those plays start getting made. But this team has failed to make those plays and have allowed the other team to make those plays far too often over the first 25 games of the Scott Satterfield era.
I was a little disappointed that we gave Matt Rule his 4th win out of I think now 14.
14,
yeah. Where he's won 1-score games. So that's a little unfortunate. That said, I don't know, man. I guess I'm still back on.
The offense isn't good enough right now.
No. Special teams was great. Was great.
Very good.
I thought tonight.
Very good. Yeah.
I don't know what more you could have asked for. Special team. They were swarming the ball on punts. There's nothing on punt returns, I don't think.
No, I was just looking that up. Actually, I was looking that up. Nebraska punt returns, 2 returns for 3 yards. Mason Fletcher was exactly what you wanted Mason Fletcher, or Max Fletcher was exactly what you wanted Max Fletcher to be. 4 punts, 45-yard average, a long of 52, 2 inside the 20 of the 4, and 1 for 50 yards. Like, exactly what you want your punter to do. Good hang time. Good hang time. Gunners are back. Golday was down there on one of them. Golday was down there at the catch.
Good.
To make a play. Yeah. So it looked like the punting game that we were used to when there was a competent special teams coordinator running the special teams, where the punt gets to the punter, or the punt gets to the punt returner, and there's 3 guys standing around him ready to make a tackle.
And even on the one where it looked like they were going to return after he missed the tackle, there was somebody there. God.
Yeah. Yeah. Imagine Golday full speed laying someone out. That's why the guy Jared, I'm not calling anybody out. I'm just
not saying. I'm just saying.
I'm saying it looked a lot like when Brian Mason was here. It looked a lot more like that than it has the past couple years. I thought at first, you know what I thought at first? It was funny. When I saw 11 down there, I was like, is Royer on punt coverage? No. Oh, okay. Golday. Okay. It took me a second to wait, it's 11 on defense. Overall, Aaron,
How do you think the
frustrated
defensive line?
because,
How did you think the defensive line played? Before we
well, I
get
thought
off,
they played well.
I want to see more out of the defensive line. I thought that there were too many times that Raiola actually had a clean pocket. And I know he
They
releases the
sacked
ball.
him 4 times.
I know he releases the ball quickly, but I thought there were too many times that he had a very
3
clean
times.
pocket.
Yeah, I mean, they sacked him 3 times. They hurried him 3 times. There were 2 or 3 plays that I know exactly what you're talking about, where they rushed 3, they got caught rushing 3, and he had too much time.
I guess I want to see that hurry. I don't care about sacks. I'm good. Sacks. I thought sacks were fine tonight. I do want to see hurries to be more in that 7 to 8 range, consistently, not at 3.
Yeah. I mean, look, Aaron, when you're only bringing 3,
I understand,
and it's 3 on 5. There's not a lot that
or 6.
Less, right? They had a tight end in almost the entire game blocking. So
it certainly wasn't the running back because he was out there catching half the passes. It felt like.
I think Dingle is good at what they ask him to do, but guess what? We saw Brian Sims out there a lot. I love Brian Sims. I think Sims has a chance to be really, really good the more his snap count goes up. He had 4 tackles. He had a sack. He had a 1.5 tackles for loss. Like, he is very active when they put him in the game. I agree, Josh. I thought physically Nebraska dominated the second quarter. I thought that flipped the game in that particular segment. And I was worried that they weren't going to recover from that. And I thought in the second half, I thought Cincinnati was more physical than Nebraska when Nebraska had the ball. So I good on them for flipping that, because I did get worried in that second quarter that, man, Nebraska is being super physical with Cincinnati's defense, and it doesn't look like they're responding well. And then they did. Whatever they worked on, whatever Tyson Vite adjusted at halftime, I thought the defense looked much better controlling the game in the second half. And they only got 7 points in the second half. If they somehow lose to BG, how hot am I allowed to be coming into the chat? Very hot. Sorry. Go ahead.
Just trying to
you can be as hot as you would like to be, Thrifty Walrus, if they don't beat Bowling Green. Hot.
if they lose to Bowling Green, I might come in here hot.
What's the nuts and bolts difference between this 3-3-5 and the one Marcus ran? Looks polar opposite. It is. That's why I took grief. Somebody gave me grief a couple weeks ago for breaking down this 3-3-5, because it's a lot different than the 3-3-5 Marcus Freeman ran and people were accustomed to. And look, a lot of that, you know why a lot of that is, Jared? Because there was this guy named Sauce Gardner that you just said, he's over here and we're going to play 10 guys and Sauce is going to eliminate whoever is over there. Like, he's not even exactly part of the defense in terms of scheme, because you just never worried about him. And you were able to scheme with the other 10 guys with the knowledge that Sauce eliminated whoever was lined up across from him. There was a lot more man in Freeman's 3-3-5. There's a lot more press coverage in Freeman's 3-3-5. But, people hated that defense because it gave up what they saw as too much rushing yards. But what did they do? They made teams work those long drives. The difference was, let's be honest, Jared, they had the best secondary in America for 2 years.
I think
that helps. That makes everything look a little bit different.
I think I want to see more of what we saw tonight, where you have anywhere between 4 to 6 guys on defense or on the defensive line, and you're disguising what you're actually doing, and different guys are dropping back into coverage. You're just running stunts with some guys, and you're not doing things with other guys. I think that threw off Rayola, especially early on. I think they did that more it felt like they did that more in the first quarter. I think they got away from it in the second quarter, and then they brought it back in the second half. And I think that the more that you're doing with the exotic plays on defense, the more that you're confusing a quarterback who, especially as a sophomore, I know that they heralded his play as mature so many times because it was like watching a Chiefs game. My God. But I don't think he was that mature.
Yeah.
Just quick.
Yeah, it's Holgerson's offense. Like, it suits the kid. Look, it suits the kid well. He gets it out quick and he's accurate. Like,
it was just uncomfortable. It was just uncomfortable watching Holgerson have success against this team because for years we were not accustomed to that.
Aaron, we're in the trust tree right here. This is just between us.
Sure.
Did Dana look sober? I thought he looked sober. Like, he didn't look disheveled. He looked kind of composed. It was a different looking Dana Holgerson. The head coach Dana Holgerson looked disheveled. He looked like he had spent the entire previous night at the casino and maybe some of the day before the game at the casino ripping Red Bull and vodka and playing the slots.
I'm not saying that I could not envision that man still throwing back Red Bull vodkas. I just think he does it at a normal pace now instead of at a crazy pace now.
Yeah. His hair, right, Jared, his hair looked less greasy. He didn't look as disheveled.
He doesn't sleep in his office anymore. He's sleeping in a home.
In a trailer. Somewhere in the middle of Nebraska. He's got a double wide.
It's got a shower.
Clearly. He looked much cleaner. Or he found the shower in the Nebraska facility.
Hopefully it works.
He looked good. I like Dana. Like, especially when you got Dana in post-game press conferences, he was funny. Like, I like Dana a lot.
If he's not lining up against us, I think I like Dana, but Dana is always lined up against us, and so I don't like Dana. That said, he may as well be Sonny Dykes to me.
Too soon, Thrifty. Too soon. Especially with the story that came out today.
We'll have to talk about that offline.
Jim Irsay.
Sure, got that. I don't know.
Apparently, he was being injected with ketamine 10 to 12 times a day.
Jesus Christ.
And yeah. That's what killed him. But too soon, Thrifty. Anyhow, what else you got?
I don't know. I just if we're breaking down the game on things that we like, that we see need improvement, that we didn't like at all. I'm starting at things I liked. I cannot say enough about how good the special teams was tonight. I think they are back. I'm willing to say they're back, and they're back with a vengeance. And I think that's a good thing. I think that we're able to take that out of whatever film study they do tomorrow. That said, the defense, again, I think was great. Or I'm sorry, it was good, not great. I want to see you have opportunities. You have to capitalize on those opportunities. You only get so many a game. And to come up with 0 for 2, that's the difference between being very good and being great. I thought that
it's the difference between us sitting here talking about a win. We would be talking about a win.
You can see the continuity carrying over from where Vite left off. You held Nebraska to 20. And Dave's talked all offseason about needing to get to 30. If you'd only simply got to 21, you win this game. Yeah. And I think offense is right now, you've got to figure some shit out real quick, because I cannot watch 12 games of this. That was horrendous on the passing game. Horrendous.
Yeah.
And I think I like what I saw when they ran hurry up towards the end. And if that's the case, if you need to be a hurry up offense, then so be it. Then run that more often. I think we need to figure out real quick who the running back committee is. I don't mind throwing Covey in there or Chance in there if you're up.
But here's the thing, Aaron. When you're running so few plays, it's not like Tawi and Evan Pryor needed a break.
Right.
They weren't running a lot of plays. Like, those are your studs. Ride your studs. If you're riding your studs and you're racking up rushing yards and you want to get one of those guys in to give your two main guys a blow, cool.
If they
one
went
had
off
7 carries, the other had 5.
If they went off for a 25-yard run and then you bring in Chance because he just broke off a 25-yard run and he's gassed, fine. I guess I'm just it's not a knock on Covey or Chance because I think they'll have their moments. But in this game where those two guys were running as well as they were, what are we doing?
Yeah. Don't get cute. That's the problem that we've had a lot with Satterfield's on offense throughout 2 years, right? They get cute. They overthink it. Those two guys were gashing Nebraska's defense. Give them the ball.
You bring that up, though, and that immediately makes me think, don't get too cute. Don't stop running so many fucking gadget plays.
Yeah.
I felt like they did that when you're running, 6, 7 gadget plays in a game. You're getting way too fancy with your offense. Just figure it out.
Agreed. Can't believe it's 2 a.m. It is. Bearcats won. It is. I've been going since 6:30 this morning.
Same. I took a nap, actually. I got a nap today.
You know what? You know how much of an idiot I am, Aaron?
Tell me the ways.
I'll tell you the today way that I'm an idiot. I've been doing through this off season, I've done it a couple times. They hit me back up and asked if I could come on today, a show I think in Omaha. Okay. And they said, can you come on at 9:45?
Their time, not your time. You didn't. That's where you messed up, isn't it?
So
nailed it.
I take Kelsey to school. I drop her off. I come back home, and I'm like, I really don't want to squeeze in a 30-minute nap, right? Because I'm just gonna feel worse if you know. So it's like I'll just wait and do this.
Gotta be in the right place for a power nap. I agree.
Yeah. That it was not time for a power nap. It was time for an hour nap, right? So I decided I'd stay up and wait, and then 9:45 came, and then it hit me. Wait a minute. They meant 9:45 Central. And now I'm awake because I got to get myself awake. Got to have some energy to do these radio hits. So I wasn't going to be able to then sneak in a quick nap because I still needed to shower. I had laundry to fold. So I wasted my nap opportunity.
On you, bro.
It is. It's on me. I screwed up.
Hand up.
I screwed up. I did bad. Aaron. I did bad. But I don't know. I don't have a whole lot else.
I was gonna say we got 100 people in here. Any final thoughts as we? It's too. You people are crazy. By the way, 100. We didn't touch on your daughter's favorite story.
Taylor was there.
She was.
Taylor's a Bearcat fan now, so she was at the game. Although
I'm a little
major demerit for no CPAW. What are we doing?
Saying,
trash.
You want to win? You want to win me over? You want to win me over? That's how you do it.
If she showed up in a cute designer Cincinnati sweater, she would have won you over. She would have been one of us now, and you would have been okay with Taylor Swift.
Even just wearing red.
Right. But she didn't. But she was there. Congratulations to the happy couple. But
we heard about it all night. What did you get more tired of tonight? Hearing about
Did you
hearing
know
about
that this
them?
was supposed to be a home game for
I was gonna
Cincinnati?
say, what did you get more tired of hearing about tonight? That or that? Or
That
Dylan
the home game.
or Dylan Raiola not being Patrick Mahomes, because apparently there's some confusion there.
Look, fuck that guy, right? He tries to be Patrick. You don't get a pass. He tries in every way, shape, or form to be Patrick Mahomes. You don't get to say, I can't believe people can always call me Patrick Mahomes. Fuck you. You do that. You wear the headband, you wear the glasses, you do the first down
15,
thing.
number 15.
You wear 15. You try to be Patrick Mahomes. You don't get to say, I can't believe everybody calls me Pat Mahomes. You do that.
God made
Chump.
me this way.
Chump.
It's not my fault. God made me this way.
I don't think anybody in wheelchairs stood up. Nebraska was very underwhelming. I didn't think Cincinnati played well. I felt that. Fuck that guy, my plums. I hate that too.
In my plums. No. See, Thrifty, that's where you're wrong. He's the brother that Patrick Mahomes always wanted, actually. But instead, he's stuck with that guy.
Yeah. Maybe Raiola considered getting a really annoying wife and brother to further the bit. Maybe it'd make him a better QB. Yeah. Look, I'm not discouraged. The offense has to be better. But ultimately, 2 of the 3 phases, I walk out of this game feeling pretty good about. But the reality is, if the offense doesn't get it figured out, we're going to be sitting here talking about the defense playing well and the special teams doing good things, and the Cincinnati Bearcats still coming 3 points short because the offense wasn't good enough. And they got to figure that shit out, because they did everything else enough, except for the 2 missed turnover opportunities. They did everything else well enough to win this game. And for 3 quarters, the offense failed them.
In a horrible place to play.
Yeah. Yep. Thank you to all of you crazy people for being up with us at 2:00 in the morning. We love you. The Bearcats lose, but it was another therapy session. I just hope we have less of them this year. It's going to wrap it up. Thanks to Aaron Smith for staying up with me. Thanks to all you lunatics for being here. Thanks to Galactic Fried Chicken. Welcome back, Shane and the fine folks at Galactic Fried Chicken. Aaron and I will be back in a couple days. That's the nightcap, or that's the aftermath. Sorry, that's the aftermath. Brought to you by Galactic Fried Chicken, live from the Cincy Light Studios, right here on BearcatJournal.com.
See ya.